This is Javier with Javi's Woodshop. Welcome to Tools for the Unenlightened. Part 1, The Drill. Tools for the Unenlightened is a series intended to show a humorous and simplified view of woodworking tools from the most common to the most complex. Today we look at the drill. It's not just a dentist's torture device. The drill, and for the purposes of this episode, the common power drill, is arguably one of the most useful tools in woodworking. How it operates. This is the drill. This is the drill's power cord. It goes inside a wall socket like this, or if your electrician is an idiot and he mounted it upside down like this. Power, in the form of electricity, goes in through here and operates the drill. If you're not familiar with electricity, please see one of my future series entitled, "What's this wire for?" or, "Hey, your tongue does not belong there." When you press this button, electricity will pass through the drill, thus electrifying the motor inside and turning this chuck, named after, of course, Chuck Norris, whose closed fist could hold a drill bit so tight it would deform the metal. I'm sorry, I'm being told that information is incorrect about the chuck being named after Chuck Norris. The information about his fist, however, is valid. The most common drill chuck sizes are 3/8 and 1/2 inch. Prior to the 1700s, this was called a chock, C-H-O-C-K. Unfortunately, the same people that call duct tape got a hold of it and butchered the word. The drill is primarily used to drill holes. A hole is a round nothingness inside a piece of material. Nothingness is the lack of somethingness. The metal, often spirally thing that makes the actual hole is called a drill bit. It goes inside the chuck and it gets tightened, not like that or like that. There's a reason they provided this thing to tighten this thing, so you don't ruin this thing. This is of course called a chuck key. If, however, you have a keyless chuck, go ahead and squeeze it carefully. Unless, of course, you enjoy the smell of burning flesh and additional holes in different parts of your body. And now here's some descriptions of common drill bits for the common woodworker. Note, there is no such thing as a common woodworker. The common steel bit. It is called a steel bit because it is made out of steel, not because it cuts steel. But ironically, most of them do. This particular one may look to you like a titanium bit because of the yellow color. Don't be fooled. That's just some spray that somebody used, because this particular one is a very cheap steel bit. In this beginning episode, I will not go into carbide, titanium, and other types of metals for bits, so let's move on. The wood bit. There is no such thing as a wood bit. Although some people call a spade bit a wood bit, there's no such thing as an actual wood bit. Almost all bits cut wood, so there you go. The spade bit, which actually looks like a little tiny spade. In fact, the dull spade bit makes an excellent little shovel. You should always carry one around on your keychain, with one exception. Never carry one of these into an airport. Airport security would be very jealous that you actually have one. They will take it from you into a secret back room where they will use it on their own miniature planting garden. The Forstner Bit was developed in the late 1800s by a Pennsylvania gunsmith named Benjamin Forstner. This bit is used to drill flat holes with really nice smooth walls. Take care if you have OCD, as this bit does not, as previously stated, drill a perfectly flat hole. It will drill an almost flat hole, as it has this little dimple in the middle and it will have a groove along the wall. This negates the flat hole assertion made earlier. If you don't mind little holes in your big hole, then feel free to use this bit. The Masonry drill bit is a regular or hardened drill bit with a carbide tip, used to drill holes in cement or concrete. I wouldn't have mentioned this except to say that if you do not have any wood bits around, this will do in a pinch and make an extremely crude hole in a piece of wood. This is not woodworking. Be aware, you do this at your own risk. If you attempt this, nearby woodworkers will come out of the woodwork and whack your wooden head with the wooden board that you were drilling a hole in the first place. That pretty much does it for this episode. More on drill presses, different types of drill bits, Dremel tools, and other such things in a future episode of Tools for the Unenlightened. One final note, the hole saw, while it contains a drill bit, is technically a saw, so it will be covered in next week's episode, The Saw. Not just for making music. This is Javier Unzueta with Javi's Woodshop, and I hope you've gotten something out of this episode of Tools for the Unenlightened. If you know of a beginning woodworker or a crafter looking to increase their skill set, please send them to my playlist of Tools for the Unenlightened to expand their knowledge of woodworking tools and crafts. Please subscribe and have a wonderful day.